Hello and welcome back, traders, to my market outlook on index futures for the week of August 24th. Jumping straight into the daily chart for ES. Now last week I was gone for most of the week. I hardly looked at the charts at all, but I did mention how I want to see whether or not we're going to go below this daily fair value gap and whether or not this order block was going to be violated, especially the mean threshold. So we did have a lot of decline, and on Wednesday we did trade below this order block, violating it. So from there on I would be bearish, looking for these relative equal lows. However, Friday, basically flipped script. It was a weird Friday. I believe it was Jackson Hole. So a lot of manipulation, and we just rallied above all of these down candles, creating a new high of the week. So because of that, I am no longer bearish. I think where we're going to be going to is for the buy side liquidity above this high. Basically, I'm thinking we may be creating new all-time highs. Now, once we get above this high, creating a new all-time high, it's going to be hard to say how high we can actually go. So my short-term target is going to be this high. This is the low-hanging fruit. I think this is going to be my objective for next week. Now, Nasdaq has a similar but different story. We do see a decline below this fair value gap. This order block was violated. So let me go ahead and just get rid of these right here. And what I was looking at is this daily fair value gap here. It's a pretty big one, and then once we went below this fair value gap, I was looking for this to be an inversion fair value gap and aiming for this low. Luckily I wasn't around last week because of course Jackson Hole on Friday we had a huge rally back up into this daily fair value gap. Now you'll notice a difference with ES. This is not looking like it's going to be piercing up and creating a new all-time high. We're just trading back into internal liquidity, so it's going to be a little bit questionable. Now if ES does create a new all-time high but Nasdaq does not, then we will have SMT divergence on the highs at a high time frame. So what that would mean is we are going to be shifting the market to the downside. I would be looking for my short-term target here below this swing low, and of course this sell side liquidity down below this low is also where I will be targeting should we see resistance here. Now where I will be wrong is if price starts closing above this SIBI, especially this high right here. If we start going above this high, and before we had that daily fair value gap, if we go above that high as well, of course, then I think all-time highs is in sight. However, I'm kind of favoring the downside. If we are just going to consolidate in this daily SIBI and we start breaking down, then of course I will be aiming for this swing low and this swing low down here. So this week the market is a little bit harder to read. We have a little bit of a disconnect between ES and Nasdaq. S&P does look bullish. It looks like it's going for a new all-time high. Nasdaq, even though it is going up, we're kind of like going into a fair value gap, and we have a potential to drop back down looking for sell side liquidity. However, that I could be wrong. It just could be a little bit slow going up, and it may bust through this fair value gap and go for new all-time highs as well. But I can't really tell at this moment. So there's a little bit of a discorrelation between the two indices. So I would encourage you to be a little bit more careful this week. And if you're going to be bullish, try to trade the ES. If you're going to be bearish, try to trade the Nasdaq. But either way, I'm not even sure if I'll sit in. I kind of want to see price give me a little bit more information. But that'll do it this week, guys. I hope you were able to take away something from this video. Please give this video a like and subscribe for more analysis like this one. And until I see you next time, safe trading.